In a case where you're living under a government and the monetary laws of that government don't align with halakha,
Yes.
to some extent, the rule Dina de Malkuta, Dina is applied. Does that standard apply in the same way to what's happening in Israel right now? Would the government of Israel, even if it's not following the Torah, be classified in the same way?
Let me see if I understand your question. Are you asking whether the concept of Dina de Malchuta Dina applies in Eretz Yisrael?
Essentially, yes.
That is a huge mahloket, a huge mahloket. There's more than one opinion on the matter, but there certainly are some sources. Let's just say this for now. There are certain sources, and there are definitely a number of Rishonim who state explicitly that Dina de Malchuta Dina does not apply in Eretz Yisrael to any government in Eretz Yisrael. If it's a government of goyim, well, they're just conquerors and oppressors and occupiers, etc. It doesn't matter whether they are called Bavlim or Ashurim before them, or Persians once upon a time, 2,500 years ago, or Greeks, Romans, or the Ishmaelim from the hordes from the desert who overran the country and brought the desert with them, as the historian, I think his name was Vilnai, I can't remember his first name, said that the Ishmaelim not just come from the desert, they brought the desert with them. Wherever they went, they spread and created desert. And in other words, things fell into disuse and disrepair and collapse, civilizational collapse, etc., etc. And then, of course, we had all manner of tzaddikim ruling over Eretz Yisrael. Beyond that point, also, then you had the Mamlukim, and you have the Crusaders, and you have then eventually we ended up with the Ottomans and with the British, whoever it was. They certainly cannot claim to have any legitimacy. By what right do you rule in this land? You are here as illegal conquerors. So it doesn't require much imagination to understand why we would say their laws do not apply here. They're lesetim or lesetis. They are just like highway robbers at best. Even that is a generous description. Now, with regards to Jews, obviously they are required to act in accordance with the Torah, and if they do not do so, they are clearly Rishaim. Whether they are aware of this fact or unaware doesn't change the fact that that is their obligation. That is what they are required to do, and if they're not doing so, the ideal would be to replace them with someone else who would act in accordance with the law, with the Torah. And that is the savara, that is the rationale of those Rishonim who claim that in Eretz Yisrael there is no such thing, that the whole concept of Dina de Malchuta Dina applies only in Chutz La'aretz, because there they rule by right. We cannot claim that they have no legitimacy, that they have no claim to authority or control over that piece of land, and we are living in their land in actual fact. That is true. And we have to play by their rules. But that's the svara of those who say that this does not apply in Eretz Yisrael. There are those who say it does, and it's a very involved, very, very involved sugya.